Today is November 13th at 6:35. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the DEIB committee. So the first item on the agenda is to review and act on the minutes of October 23rd, 2023. Are there any questions about the minutes?
I'm not sure if I saw it.
Okay, yeah, they were in the Google Drive.
Yeah. I mean, like, my only question, not about these specifically, is just if people have feedback about how I'm formatting them, let me know. But other than that,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Could I get a motion to approve?
I move to approve the minutes of October 23rd, 2023.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Any opposed? So the minutes are approved. And we'll move on to new business. Review and discuss planning for the community forum event with Dr. Ali. And I think I had reached out to you, Ariola, to see if there was...
You reached out to me?
Well, I texted you to just ask if there was anything, because I know you CC'd me on the email, but
Yeah.
then
Did I
didn't.
reply to your text?
But that's okay. I sent it today, so don't worry about it.
You sent me a text today?
Yeah.
I did not get it.
That's okay.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
all right.
I'm so sorry.
No worries. No worries.
Yes, so I saw her a few weeks back. She was in the middle of moving from one house to another house. So I said, take your time, no rush. However, and she's for it. However, I did want to bring back to this committee a restructuring, like, of the forum, kind of rethinking how we do it in light of recent events, and maybe having more of a kind of coming to the table conversation, how we can support religious students in our schools, having someone of the Muslim faith, having someone of the Jewish faith, having even someone of Christian faith coming together and kind of having a conversation, having Dr. Ali facilitate, as well as somebody else from a Jewish faith.
Mm-hmm.
Something kind of like, let's have a conversation,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
let's see what's going on. How do we all, maybe even how do we feel? How do we come together and just discuss very hard topics in this very trying time, right?
Yeah.
Because we're all feeling the weight of what's going on.
I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get thoughts and opinions, and then another thing I realized, I'm like, I don't know, I've never done a forum before. So I was thinking about, okay, if we invite speakers like Dr. Ali or somebody else, do we give them a monetary gift? Is that a thing?
I think that she would just do it. That would be my guess. You know, she's a
Yeah.
community member. I think that, you know, sometimes the Shrewsbury Public Library Foundation will pay their speakers that come in. But I mean, I would just think that this would be something that she would be doing as
Mm-hmm.
for the community.
For the community, okay. So, my first thought is securing a date. So speaking with Priya at the library to make sure we have a date. Do something, it can even be Zoom, or we can do something live and then have it recorded with the Shrewsbury Media Connect. And so securing a date, securing the speakers, and maybe inviting some students in Shrewsbury, or even if it doesn't have to be high school students, it could be college students, it could be both, it could be all inclusive. These are just kind of my thoughts. I want to get opinions to kind of pull it together, that I want to do it in a way that's respectful and that is not tone deaf, and in a way that people can actually learn,
Yeah.
you know, from what's going on. But the crux of it would be, okay, well, how do we support our students who are maybe feeling it more because they have family members that live in these communities. So
I really appreciate your addition to the original idea, because I've been having difficult conversations with like internet friends about these things, and like with my dad and my parents, and like it's just including like more than just one thing,
side or
and
one
especially
voice.
in light of like, oh yeah, this thing happened at the beginning of October. We can't just ignore it and only talk about what's going on like in other parts of like the original idea like can change, and I think that's a great idea and a great addition to that idea.
Yeah, that's great.
What do you think?
I think it makes perfect sense. I would start by figuring out if you wanted to do it Zoom or if you wanted to do it in person.
Okay.
And then I would then get a date and make sure that people can make that date work.
Okay.
I would think you're gonna wanna have some sort of, even if it's in person, you're gonna wanna have some sort of registration process, cause you're only gonna be able to have so many people, and I think it will probably be a draw. I would think it would be a popular
Topic.
program,
Yeah.
Right.
for sure.
Can we do it hybrid mode, means Zoom as well as the in-person?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Do you know? Did Priya give you any indication?
I haven't reached out to her yet because I want
Okay.
to make sure I secure Dr. Ali, like give her time and then reach back out to her. So I want to have that conversation with her, get a date, you know, that or a couple of dates where she's available. And then Holly, before she left, gave me, from the 2 meetings ago, gave me a contact, and I want to reach back out to her to just clarify. It was a group, I think it was a religious student group.
It was.
What is the name?
Stop.
Stop. Okay, so who is that group? Who's behind that group?
It was
we
a
know?
student.
I believe
you
that's
know?
a separate thing. They do their own thing. The college kids kind of coach the school kids or something about.
Yeah.
And is it all different faiths?
I think, yeah.
Because
Because I was saying, why not introduce that as an idea where people can visit, students can visit, adults can visit different faiths and see what it is all about. Get
Okay.
educated about religion and culture and
So
tradition.
should we invite this people from Stop?
So
or some
you may want to
representative?
ask actually
Ali?
Dr. Ali how much time she needs, and then you don't want to have a very long lecture.
No, just like an hour,
Yeah.
maybe a 2 hours. I'm thinking a 2 hour dedicated time, an hour for some discussion.
Q&A, yeah.
An hour for Q&A, hour for, the experts to kind of present their talking points.
Correct.
And then an hour for like open discussion. And
Maybe reach out to both and see like how much, and if you can blend it, that's great. Otherwise, we can do 2 different events too. We were told that we can do separate events. So,
Okay.
and that would be a good addition to DEIB in the sense we are doing
Yeah.
different things instead of plugging
One
everything.
combined.
Yeah.
Pushing everything into
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Because if this is a hot topic and people have Q&A, that would be like, I think it's a great idea to give the limelight to one person and the audience to interact. She has more idea how much time she needs.
Okay.
She has done this before, right?
Oh, yeah, several
So
times.
she may have a better idea how much time she needs.
Okay. So I can,
I would start there.
okay. So I can do that.
So do we have any tentative dates so far?
Why don't we come up with some dates now, and then I can bring them to her and then to Priya, so we can at least secure a date and then go from there, so we can have something concrete. So I'm thinking we should do something before the end of the year, if that's not too ambitious. What do you guys think?
It is doable. The thing is, library has the calendar. You can always check. And you want to keep it in the evenings.
Yep, like a Monday, like something like this, like a 6 to 8, 6:30 to 8:30, or 6:30 to 8 on a Monday evening or Tuesday evening or something like that, is what I have in mind.
Yes, certainly. And Fridays, they close at 5.
We close at 5 on Fridays. Okay, so I like to avoid Fridays just because.
And the weekends are the
End of the
same.
week,
Weekends
yeah.
are the
Yeah.
same. So you have basically Monday to Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. So
Like, not that like ambitious is great, but also like December is
busy.
next month, and also it is end of school year for like
College.
every college kids, midterms for high school kids. Parents are doing like holiday shopping and like all that fun stuff. So like maybe if we aimed for like end of January, that might give us more time to prepare and stuff, and then people might be more free towards the end of January instead of
That's a good
being like, oh, we're gonna do it in December, because then there's like the beginning of December, but then holidays start beginning of December too,
Mhm.
and then New Year's, and so if it's more like end of January, there's not much going on in.
That's true.
Yeah.
You should try then. January 29th is a Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's 29th, 30th, and 31st. And maybe the 1st of Feb too.
Okay.
So maybe all 4 days, and we can check the library's website to see. Usually they are booked out 3 months in advance.
Okay.
3 months.
Yes, I do a lot of programming, so that's how we schedule 3 months ahead.
Okay.
So you may want to, somebody may have to check. Do you have a subcommittee for this, or do you think you can handle it?
I
Should
can
I
help
have
you with that.
Yeah, I was
can
gonna
help you
say,
too.
I've been, do you guys want to help?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Sure.
you have a lot of contact with the library.
Yes, I
and
do.
Cynthia,
Yeah.
I would love.
And I
you guys
did
to
bring
help.
it up to Priya that we are thinking about this and the committee,
Perfect.
just to give her an idea.
Awesome.
But I wanted you to go ahead, it was your brainchild.
Thank you. Yeah, let's meet. Let's do that. So we will all have a little subcommittee. And that's good because if it's the end of January,
So we'll have the
Uh,
sufficient time.
yeah, they'll give us time. So that's good.
And we
we'll
don't have the DEIB meeting then, so we would have 1 week before that, so we should have something concrete before that, right?
Oh, yeah.
No,
We
2 weeks
should,
before,
yeah,
so the
'cause
8th.
The 8th is our
Yeah.
meeting.
So I'm just making sure that we don't miss out on the updates.
Yeah, that's good. So
So
that's
just,
perfect.
sorry, to go back to your, to what you said at the beginning, right, is that, did you want to secure other speakers at this time?
I would like to. I
Mhm.
mean, that's, if you guys, I mean, this is an open
that's
kind
a
of decision.
Great idea.
Yeah,
I think we should, I think it'll be good to do
Like
some
a
kind
panel of,
of panel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, of different, different beliefs, different backgrounds coming together and having that discussion. I think it's very important to kind of model
Mm.
a way to, have this very hard topic be
Discussed
discussed.
between the different peoples
Right.
that it affects.
right, and because it can be very divisive. I'm seeing a lot of things,
Mm.
and it's just disheartening, So
Yeah.
I think times like this, it will be a good chance for us as the DEIB group to come together and say, hey,
Yeah.
guys, let's model how we can actually come back together as a community, that we don't have to agree. We all live together. We have different beliefs, different backgrounds, but we should respect each other,
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it'll be good.
so
to do
Adiola,
something.
are we thinking about getting a religious, I would say, like priest? Or are you looking for chaplains, people who are,
Specifically, this kind of situation, the thing that's happening right now between Gaza, so people who are maybe people from that community, people who might be from each side, or just people who are of the Muslim faith, people who are of the Jewish faith, who might know more than somebody like me, who's
People who are even experts and
Right.
study this
And-
for a living.
right.
Stuff like
So,
that.
Yes, so people like that, I want it to be very intentional, very specific to this topic, because this is what we're seeing, this is what's going on in the world.
Because
Yeah,
other thing is also I would hesitate to almost be just one Muslim person, one Jewish person, because within those communities that are affected by it, there's multiple different
Views.
points of view on it. Like even within, like my cousin deleted her, or deactivated her Instagram because she was getting into arguments with my dad's cousins and family members about it. Like even within one, like there are multiple different views from different people within the conflict as well.
Okay.
So like I wouldn't want to just be like, okay, one Muslim person thinks this and one Jewish person thinks this, but what do 2 or 3 people
Correct.
who are involved in all of this think? Because it's like there's so much nuance to everything, and I'm absolutely no expert in any of this at all, but like I see a lot of nuance that is, at least in terms of social media coverage, getting ignored. And it's just very difficult to see nuance get ignored and be like, no, you're either on this side or you're not on this side, and you can't be on both, and you can't have a conflicting opinion about anything, because then you're against your own people, or then and it's like I wouldn't even know where to even begin stating what my own personal feelings on it are, just because of the mass amount of lack of knowledge that I personally have, but also like what I've been told growing up, what I've been experienced, like it's all conflicting within just me as a single person. So like I don't even know where to, like I'd want to get different people that we know can speak to different points of view within the same community, or different people that have different views within the same community.
Agreed. So
Yeah.
how do we do that?
Very valid
Very
point.
valid point, because time is very sensitive. It should not backfire to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah.
the question is, who can we reach out? Are we going local? Are we going beyond our Shrewsbury boundaries?
I mean,
And who are the
should
people who are willing to
probably-
come and talk about it?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
yeah.
I know one person. He's belong to Radhakrishna temple. He believes in all the faiths. He is Christian and Gare. He is practicing the Hindu religion. Mahavishnu is his name. His wife is Muslim. So he does Quran, he does the Gita, and he goes to church. So he is not biased to anything. If all of you are agreed, I can approach him.
You should share that contact and maybe his
Yeah.
profile, so, you know,
Yeah, I can share his profile.
something that Adiola and the team can decide, I
Yep.
guess, before,
Yes.
because this is, like you said, it's a very sensitive topic, and
Yep.
we need to be very careful.
Very careful, yeah, that's why I
among
made
whom-
this
And we
point.
don't want a debate that's,
Heated
with-
debate or something
yeah.
like that should not be
Yeah.
like that,
Right.
yeah.
we want some peace.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the other thing that I was thinking is like, do we want this to be a conversation about, what is happening, in Gaza and Israel? Or should it be a different focus? Like, how do we support students? You know what I mean? Because
Or
that's where originally
That's
it
where
started.
it originally
Yeah.
started.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
Because I do think
Yes.
that, like,
That's true.
that's a big,
That's true.
that's
Yeah.
a big topic, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
big,
Because I'm sure our kids are feeling it, you
Yes.
know.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
So I have a lot of chaplain friends in different faiths, and that's the hot topic.
that's very hot.
Yeah.
topic, yeah.
It's a hot topic.
amongst like students.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you want to be sure what we are planning to do what we think in the mind and how it actually acts out is two different things.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you may want to think it 10 times before we take one action
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like,
that's my point.
And that should be the crux of this, because that
Right.
was the original
Yeah.
idea,
Mm.
supporting students, and making sure they're comfortable in their schools
yeah.
and feel safe.
Yeah, if we make
'Cause
some ground rules that we should not
One thing I
boundary
remember
that side, so
mhm, from
otherwise it
college,
could be fire us.
I think, is
Emotions are
that at one point UMass was going to have a discussion about with Palestinians about what was going on. This is way back in like 2018 maybe, and then UMass was like, no, we can't do this because that's hard on Jewish students in the community. And then me and other members of the Jewish Student Union at Hampshire were like, why are you we would love to be able to witness and be part of this conversation, but you're saying that it's dangerous to, like, you're the ones that are perpetuating the idea that having this conversation is dangerous to us, therefore making it dangerous to us. And then, like, so it was like, so like, it's very big, like student group thing. Like, there are also like a lot of places, like for college specifically, I felt very like alienated from a lot of places because of this conflict. And this was even back when there wasn't immediate what's going on right now happening. So it, like, and this was also part of my introduction to it as more than just, oh yeah, we're learning about this in Hebrew school, and now I'm an adult, seeing, wait, was what I learned incorrect, or what's correct, or I don't know what, so then I shut down and was, oh, I'm just gonna not, it's safer for me to not have an opinion, because everyone wants to know what my opinion is, and like, I have some kind of profound opinion because I'm Jewish, but like, I don't actually have enough information about anything, even Judaism, to know what I'm, so like, it's just, especially when with younger people, that like, their parents may have thought one thing, they now grow up and see and think a different thing. It's like, so we should be careful whether we're really just wanna, cause like, if we wanna do it through the lens of what's going on, or if we wanna just have it similarly to how we started it, but like, started with the idea, but then acknowledging that this is going on while we're having this discussion, and making sure that there are, like, it's a safe place for everyone that wants to learn about these topics.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, safe place for sure, like.
So in my opinion, war is never good for anyone. And discussing it is really not going to solve any problem, but it's going to get all your emotions heightened. Especially, we won't have chaplains do their jobs. Chaplains are supposed to help out students. And if we don't have the right authoritative people there to help with the crowd of emotions, we should be careful. That's my thought.
Yeah.
So what kind of people, so like priests from each, or leaders of each?
Not, I wouldn't say all priests are
But-
equipped with the chaplaincy skills. A chaplain is there as to help the student. It's
Like
a
a
spiritual caregiver.
Okay, that can kind of,
And not all religions have chaplains, just an FYI.
so are we looking for like kind of somebody that you were mentioning, somebody that's kind of
Multi-faith.
Multi-faith.
multi-faith
Yeah.
person to lead it? Okay, I like that idea. Because again, it ties back to, this is about how do we have a conversation for students in our community, students who go to schools in our community, to feel safe, kind of, when they're in school, discussing it. How can they also, foster conversations with their friends who come from different backgrounds? Maybe there's best friends who now their parents might be, not as keen to let them hang out together because of something like this, so maybe, yeah, I like that idea, having a chaplain that's multi-faith, but also somebody that has experience leading these conversations as well and doing this right now. And I wonder if we can get anybody like that.
I can talk to, I'm studying to be an interfaith chaplain, so I
Oh,
have,
wow.
yes,
You're a woman of many
thank you.
talents.
So I have some friends who are
Wow, that's amazing.
Hindu chaplains and interfaith chaplains. I can reach out and see, and we'll have to see the dates.
Okay.
And like I said, it's very overwhelming work right now. So, and that's why I'm giving you the advice from that lens.
Right, from kind of experience, kind of seeing things. That makes sense. That's a really good point. So yeah, that's great advice. So we'd want somebody like that. We'd want somebody like a Dr. Ali. I think too, we want somebody kind of, I want to say we want somebody like that works with young students, that works with students.
Like, my dad has some colleagues that work at Holy Cross with him that, I mean, I don't know if they'd be willing, or if my dad would be willing to talk to them, but I could see if, because he knows people in the religious studies department. He's physics department, but does like physics, religion, science and religion stuff, so he knows some people there. I don't know if he'll be able to talk to them, but I could ask him if he knows of anyone who works at Holy Cross that would be suited for something like this too.
That would be great.
I also
Yeah,
think that we
that'd be
should
great.
divide it up in such a way that it's more informational initially, and it can be broadcast, like we were talking about taping, and the discussion should not be broadcast because it may become very personalized questions, and so it should be divided up. So it's not people who are attending can ask the questions.
That makes sense. I like that. So like, let's say if we do it 6 to 8, we have 6 to 7, the panel, they can each, of experts can each kind of give their own talking pieces, giving advice about how to keep students safe, how to foster conversation. And then when we open it up, before we open it up to questions, we end
Broadcaster.
the broadcast.
Yeah.
At this time, we're
We can-
ending,
yeah.
and then we're gonna.
There's
accept
one more thing we
questions.
can do just to safeguard, and we can
So
ask
people
them
don't-
to prepare the PowerPoint presentation and share it with the board or
Okay.
with the
I like
panel, whoever, and then we can go through their slides just to make sure that it is safe for an
I like
audience.
that. I really,
Because we don't want surprises.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think the other thing that I'd like to add is that we're probably not the first people to come up with this idea, right? That
Yeah.
probably there have been other people that have done this, and I think we could look at like what type of
What's
thing they
out
put
there.
together. You know, who do they have speaking? What topics do they like talk about? And maybe that would help us
That's a great idea.
kind of guide.
I was just
know,
a little
kinda-
bit mindful because of the war.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, but like, I think Freddie brought up a good point, right? Like, I think that every hard conversation is a hard conversation,
It is.
right? And I think that like,
Or maybe you can have
know,
a follow-up, like,
yeah.
part 1, part 2.
yeah,
Call them maybe once a month or something. I don't know. We can do an ongoing, different people from different faiths keep coming and make it a monthly event
Yeah. How
once
many
it's popular.
forums are we required?
There's no requirement. You can
Okay.
do whatever.
We should also
Whatever we
probably see how the first one goes before we.
That's what I mean.
commit
It's just an
to
idea right now.
having
Idea
multiple
in
of
the
them.
air.
yeah.
But I like that. I like that, you know, we're coming out and in the name of DEIB Committee of Shrewsbury, we're kind of
Yeah.
handling these topics. I think this is good.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time we should not be hitting it too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody runs away. We should go a little softer. So that's what my thing is, like gently nudge into it.
Yeah, yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
I like that. Okay.
All right.
So what I can do is speak with Dr. Ali. We're looking at end of January, beginning of February. I can contact the STOP group as well, and just ask who, you know, from that group would be also willing to speak, give them the topic, you know, student safety, revolving around religion and how to conduct uncomfortable conversations for young people and where they can still feel safe and included. So Dr. Ali, and then
I can like look up other talks that have been on the
Perfect.
on the topic, and I can reach out to some friends. I work for Jewish summer camp, and I've
Oh.
been doing it for like 6 years now. So I have some friends that maybe can give me some
awesome.
leads on somebody that might want to come and talk to us, maybe
Okay.
from like a Jewish background.
That'll be great. That'll be
Okay.
perfect. And then you're gonna reach out to
I will.
the chaplain, and then Bintu, are you gonna support us with
Whatever else you need.
asking- Okay. And then asking her about a date around the end of January.
And once we have the tentative date, we can put it on hold.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Do we need any kind of publicity of this event?
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
course,
absolutely.
So
Because we want
we
it
need
to
to
be.
plan for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the subcommittee can decide a few things.
Right, yeah, I
In
think
the
we should-
details.
Yeah, I think we should
Right?
probably narrow it down a little bit, and then we can advertise what we're,
Right.
right,
yeah.
what we're,
Okay, perfect. So then we come back with our deliverables, December's meeting?
December.
Okay,
December.
awesome.
I think December 11th, right, is the next time we meet? I gotta look at my
Next.
calendar.
December 11th.
December 11th, yeah. Okay. All right, so I'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is review and discuss planning for the Pride event 2024.
Yeah, so I didn't get to like looking into it too much yet because I've been busy, but one of my ideas, because I know we had been talking about doing some kind of panel thing for Juneteenth, so maybe I wanted to do something that's different than a panel of people, because we can't just do event after event after event. It's like, we're getting people to talk to you in a panel form about, like, so I was thinking, like, it also doesn't have to be, like, it doesn't have to be a pride parade, although it could be. It doesn't have to be, like, booths or vendors, but it could be. But one of the things that I would be interested in trying to figure out would be, like, some kind of educational workshop type thing.
I like
Because one of the things that makes me want to do this event is that when I was as a high school student in Shrewsbury, as a gay high school student, like, I was bullied and I didn't feel like there was a lot of, like, resources for me to talk. Like, I could tell my parents, but, like, what were they gonna do about it? What was, like, it just didn't feel like there was a lot of, like, there was a good culture around LGBT stuff at Shrewsbury High School. And this is back in, like, 2014, 2013. So I don't know how this may or may not have changed since then, because I haven't been in high school since then. But, like, I think, like, some kind of, like, educational, and I don't really know what, I need to look into more what that might be. But, like,
The library is a good resource.
yeah.
Library may have a few books, and so who are we trying to educate here?
I would think maybe, like, teachers' parents, because I know that a lot of, like, specifically, one of the things I wrote down in, like, my notes about this was just some of my experiences in high school was, like, yeah, people understood, like, gay and LGB, but they didn't understand the T part, myself included. And I had a fair amount of transgender friends who were, I accompanied my friend to the bathroom all the time because they were scared that they were going to be, like, made fun of for walking into the girls' bathroom looking like but they couldn't go into the men's bathroom, and vice versa. So, like, and then other things that I vaguely remember, but I'm could very well be misremembering about stuff, is, like, how they had to, like, this also may have been their idea, is that when they changed their pronouns to she, her, she ended up going at the beginning of each of her classes, standing up and being like, hi, my name was this yesterday, now my name is this, my pronouns are now this. And it's like, and I don't know if that might have been her idea, that might have been a way that she felt comfortable doing things, but it also, like, it might not have been. I wouldn't see that would be something I would have been comfortable doing as a senior in high school. But then I don't know what kind of things that was. So, like, just education for, like, teachers, parents on how to best, like, help your kid. Because also a lot of my friends in high school didn't have supportive parents. I was lucky, I did have supportive parents, but a lot of my friends did not, and so that was also, like, just a way. And then even my parents, who are very supportive and continue to be very supportive, like, there are just things that parents of LGBTQ children should know, but like ways that they can help. And nothing's ever going to be perfect, obviously. Like, it just, like, I don't know, like, maybe just a, like, what I want my parent, like, something kind of like what I'd want my parents to know, what I want parents of LGBT kids to know moving forward, or teachers and stuff like that. But that's just sort of my idea, and I do have a few, like, friends of, well, teachers of mine from high school that I would be willing to reach out to just to see what they think of an idea like this, and, like, because they were some of the people that, like, I confided in when I was in high school, and some of them are still there, teachers, so, like, but that, again, like, I'm still at the very bare bones idea of all this.
I think maybe what I'd like to add is, like, you mentioned that it was a while since you were in high school,
Yes.
right? And you don't know, like,
I don't
what's
know
changed since.
Yeah.
I think maybe, like, a good place to start then would be maybe to ask, like,
Yeah.
people in the community, like, how would they like to celebrate Pride? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what appeals to them? Like, do
Yeah.
they want a parade? Do they want, like,
Like
Yeah.
a survey?
you know what I mean? Like, and then maybe there could be, you know, because I feel like if there's more, like, community buy-in, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe, like, it would be a more,
Like, how would
like,
you want to celebrate Pride?
yeah, you know, and just,
Yeah, stuff like
like,
that.
do you feel, you know, like,
Like a survey from the town?
yeah, like a survey, yeah, or something, you know what I mean? Just, like, asking people for their opinion, or just, like,
Yeah.
you know, even if they would like to be involved in
Yeah.
planning it and putting it together, and because I feel like
Yeah.
that if it's supposed to be like a celebratory event, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I
Instead
don't
of
know, I
just,
feel like it's kind of, you know,
'cause
right? I
there are
feel
so
like-
many options with
Yeah.
this. Like, I wouldn't want to just restrict it to, like, oh, we could do an educational workshop, but also I wouldn't want to be like, we're biting off more than we can chew by
Yeah.
trying to do a whole
Right.
Boston Pride-esque thing, because this is the first time we've ever done something like this in this town. But, like, I also, one thing that I did write down is that, like, I might need at some point subcommittee of not just, because I need someone to be at least someone to be accountable to about, like, looking stuff up and
We are
reaching out to
here
people.
together, don't worry about
we don't
it.
need to figure that out right now. I just accountability buddy.
Yeah.
There was one more, you said there was a Boston Pride thing. So maybe they have something that they have set up, they have done something. Maybe reach out to them and see,
Yeah.
like, if they are at the level of 10, we can bring it to level 2 or 5,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I could reach
Locally.
out to, like, that there was once Worcester Pride at some point. I think that I don't know what happened to that, but could reach out to them as
Yes.
well, or like, because this idea came to me when I was at Hopkinton Pride, so I could also figure out
Of course.
stuff from, because that's a small town
Yeah.
similar to us. So
Now we can always tie up with others, right? Maybe they like, I remember we were going to hop on for some other event with someone.
Yeah.
We can tie up with some other place and that, oh, Shrewsbury, or we can host and ask them to tie up with us, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It just becomes easier because we
a
bring
really
more
good idea.
brain together.
Yeah. And they're also a small town like
Yes.
us, so we can.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
good to mirror, like, what have they done? I remember back when we were doing the task force, we had a number of people from small towns locally reach out to us, to kind of ask us how did we start the DEIB, task force, how are we doing? And we did give a lot of information out, and it helped them. I know Medway is one in particular that I remember that asked for kind of a guideline of where they should start, and we had multiple conversations. Even the state representative, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name.
Our state rep,
Kane.
Hannah Kane.
Hannah
Yeah.
Kane started something on the state level and used some of our reached out to us
Yeah.
for our ideas and kind of modeled that at the state level. So It's so good to kind of have other towns to look at.
Yeah.
And, you know, we can take best practices from
Because like
everybody.
the thing that I'm like, because this is such a broad idea, there's just so many options for things.
And so many ways we can do about it,
Yeah.
go about it. And we're small, right? We're a small group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we do it where we're not overwhelmed, we have a lot going on, but we're effective,
Yeah.
and we do a great job, and so the next year we can build on it. The next year we
Yeah.
can build on it. So
Can you remind me when we are planning to do this?
Sometime in June
June.
Yeah.
2024.
and we have Juneteenth,
Yeah.
2 events in
So,
the same month.
two really big things
Yeah.
in the same
Is,
month.
is it done like on a specific date? Is it done after school?
There's tends to be like Pride Month is generally celebrated just all June. June 26th is like the day because of it is the day that Stonewall stuff happened, I think, something like that. Or it's something, or it was something else, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that all Pride parades have to be on
June.
the 26th. It's just that's the
So the reason I asked is these 2 dates, right? 19th and then 26th. They are like
Yeah.
6-7 days apart. So
Yeah.
how do we plan that
Yeah.
it doesn't?
Cool.
We are not exhausted. I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if we
Right.
Because we are just a panel of 7 people, and
yeah.
we have 2 people with babies too. So that's another
Because
thing.
the other thing.
I've just been listening to your conversation, right? Just thinking through all these really great ideas. There are so many of
Yeah.
them. But I'm also just wondering if we're trying to do, you're trying to do 2 events, would it make sense to do something for Pride that was maybe on a smaller scale the first
Yes.
time out? Like, what if you did like ice cream social and rock painting at
Yeah.
the park at the pavilion? You know how we have the kindness
Yeah.
rocks that are all over town. A lot of them are in memory of Zoe Wolfus, but like people paint them for all kinds of reasons to remind everybody that they're loved, even when they're, you know, not necessarily the same as the mainstream everyone, right? Like, doesn't
Yeah.
matter who you are. Like, it might make sense instead of, you know, feeling overwhelmed
Yeah.
to do something that's very focused, takes a couple of hours, and just fun.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Like that's
just
kind
a
of
fun thing to do. I wonder if you could even get music. Someone,
Yeah.
is there a band? Is there a performer who is part of the gay community that might want to play for a couple of hours? It could even be something as simple as like an acoustic guitar. Just
one of my friends that went to Shrewsbury High School with me is like a DJ in like a indie band thing. Like he lives in Boston, he doesn't still live in Shrewsbury anymore, but I could definitely see if he knows people as well about stuff like that. So like
Yeah.
there's definitely options with that one. I really do like the idea of something that is smaller, not
you have to
So
start
many.
somewhere.
yeah.
Right? And
it's a good idea.
It's family friendly. You could, you know, bring your kids. It's
I like that.
Small steps at a time. Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Then
And,
after next year we can.
and what's more colorful than like a Sunday bar? Right? Like,
Yeah.
just an idea.
That's a great idea.
You have a lot. I mean, there's so many great ideas, but
It's just
what I'm trying to avoid is seeing the group get overwhelmed by all
Yeah.
the ideas and then
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
being able to kind of get past it.
that's kind of why I've been like, that's kind of why I started with the like, oh, maybe an educational workshop, because that's like a small thing, that's one idea, but it also could be more of a celebration instead of an educational thing. Instead, like, because I'm sort of started when I started like brainstorming ideas earlier today, I was like, this is a lot of things that this is a lot of things that it could be. So like I'm glad that it kind of could be small, made smaller
Sure.
and like more easy.
I'll bring it back to for the ice cream. We can always ask. There are a lot of ice cream shops. They do a lot of donation. I remember the schools doing socials and stuff. Sometimes friendlies or whatever
Yeah.
the locals are. They sometimes donate too. You know, if you have an event and
Yeah, and we can talk through funding and,
yeah.
and how to get that you know,
Yeah.
so that it's something that can happen without having to worry about
yeah.
Right.
the
Yeah.
cost of it. I mean, rocks and paint, and it's really
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
Rocks and paint
Budget
doesn't-
buster.
Yeah.
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 Even the ice cream, actually, we have helped out with the library, and they get the 5-gallon buckets in the
Right.
summer, and it's not that expensive, but it's doable,
Yeah.
and it's fun. It draws the kids, it draws the adults, it draws the dogs come into.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you have a Dean Park, you can bring your pets. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
keep it open for everyone.
I was thinking Dean Park because there's a pavilion, right?
Yes.
So if
Yeah.
it does rain,
Multiple pavilions.
you have that option to be under a pavilion.
Yeah.
And they have the stage also for any
Performance or for band or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just something to think about.
Yeah.
June 19 and June 26, both are falling on the middle of the week,
Mm.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Where do they fall, in the middle of the week?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're gonna need to pick
Wednesday.
different
We
days.
can.
Yeah.
We usually do it on the weekend,
Yeah.
so it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, we don't have to do the events on
The same.
On the days.
the day, right? We don't.
What is the Juneteenth? So when it falls on a Wednesday, it's observed the prior or the following Sunday?
It should be prior. I
Is it
think.
always on a Sunday? It always has to be observed on a
was
Sunday.
just
It was
day
last
off from
year.
School, I think.
Oh,
The
'Cause
day
we
off
had
from
an ex-
school's on a Monday, but I don't know, when they do like, when there are events and things, I feel like they're on the weekend. Is it the weekend before or the weekend after?
It's so funny. It's
I
on
would think-
Wednesday, right in the middle, bang.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's on a Wednesday. I would think the weekend before, like like the 15th or something.
16th is the Sunday, right?
16th is a Sunday, so either the 15th or the 16th.
Does it say anything?
When schools are closing?
Oh yeah, that's probably right on
I removed my
school.
school
Right
calendar.
before school ends.
I can pull up the calendar.
You should have a paper copy of the calendar.
I know I have one on my
Right.
fridge.
Right at home. I think there's no school on the 17th for Juneteenth,
Hmm.
if I had to guess.
Last day of the school.
So it's on the 19th on the calendar here, so June 19th is, no school.
No school.
Oh, so they're just doing it on the day?
Yeah,
Okay.
16th is also Father's Day. So
But
that's
we
true.
won't have too many crowd if we did it on the
Yeah.
16th.
Mm.
but that's only if we have at least 5 snow days.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Father's Day is on Sunday, so we shouldn't plan our event
Oh,
on that
shoot.
day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I didn't hear your comment.
No worries.
Sorry, but you're right. We shouldn't do anything on the 17th, but school might not even go
Until then.
until
If we
then
don't have snow days.
if we don't have snow days. The 12th right now, without any snow days, is the last day of school.
Mhm.
And
Do you
then
want to do it before the school ends or do you want to do it after the school ends?
I like the idea of doing it before
Because everybody's not on vacation
because
then.
everybody's not on vacation.
So instead of the 19th, we do it on the 9th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
like
9th?
the 9th. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like a Juneteenth event in honor of Juneteenth. Why not?
Mhm.
And
It sounds like 9th, 19th, the same.
yeah, exactly. It sounds like 9.
Okay. Juneteenth on the 9th of June.
I think we kind of jumped on at like the agenda item, but
Sorry.
No. That's okay. That's okay. So Juneteenth would be June. Okay, but all right. So I think are we okay with the
Yeah.
Pride event
Yeah.
discussion?
We
And-
can. I can. Next time, I can just have more concrete ideas, or like, rather than just. I can brainstorm more and hone it in a little bit.
Okay, and then do we want to discuss a date for that event also, or no, not yet?
Maybe
wanna-
not. We should hold off on that
Okay.
right now.
So then we want to get a date on it later. Okay. All right, so then the next item on the agenda is the interview project, which I think Kubra and Adiola had talked about a couple of meetings ago.
Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you.
No problem.
And I have not contacted you outside of here. I apologize. So, yes, we should talk about this. I know you do great work already with interviewing people, right, from the community. And we should model that. Because the idea I had was to interview different people in the town, anybody from, we can start with Beth too. We could interview, superintendent, we can interview the fire chief, people in the school, and then people in the community like us.
Should do the
our
board
neighbors.
too, yeah, should
Yeah.
do the DEIB board also.
Yes, actually, maybe we should be the first ones. This whole group, and then do a series of them and have them broadcasted on Shrewsbury Media Connection, just to show, hey, this is an ongoing series of this is who lives in your town, and get to know us.
Right.
Get to know your neighbor.
Yeah. Oh,
I
look
think
at
that's a
that could
fun
be your
part
name.
of
Get
what-
to know your neighbor.
Yeah, of what we can do. So, what do you think about that? And would you want to be the main interviewer since you're already well versed?
Like, we don't want to hijack your
I know.
Yeah.
idea, but it could be another branch of your idea.
And I'll work with you. And
Actually, I like your idea that we can interview different people. So, yeah, we can do it together.
yeah, but I'm gonna need your guidance because you do this.
I just did a few. It's like not.
Do you do recordings on a certain day or any day? How does your planning go for that?
It's like I communicate with the media, so then I get like time and schedule, and then I go there for 30 minutes something.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you schedule with the Shrewsbury Media Connection.
Mhm.
Do you do it here or where do you normally?
In their center, I think, right?
Mhm.
In
Where?
their location.
Parker.
In a different location.
Yeah, it is like
Parker is
I don't know.
They have a studio. So
Oh, is
Shrewsbury
there a
Media
studio?
Connection has their own studio at it's next to Parker Road Preschool.
Parker Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could record the show in the studio.
Okay. Let's pick our first person. Why don't we do that? Let's talk about it. Let's pick our first person to interview.
Start with the chair.
Oh, me? Why don't we do it as a panel, like all
We
of
can do it
us,
as
You want to do it as a panel?
like all of us together, right?
So the six of you could definitely, and Holly, obviously, if Holly wants to participate, just make sure you let Taylor know because you need to post it as a meeting.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Would it be on? So it can't be on a day we have the meeting already, right?
No, you would probably want to pick a different day because you don't want to lose your meeting day.
Yeah.
That also makes me think, instead of trying to figure out how to make sure it's posted as a meeting, just break it into like groups of two or
okay.
something. And
So
then,
yeah, I mean, you can do it either way. So the select board, for example, we have something called select board roundtable, and we post it as a meeting, and then whoever can attend. So you won't always get all 5 members of the select board. So if not everyone can attend, that's fine. But someone should take the lead and create an outline of what you're going to talk about. 30 minutes flies by.
Yeah.
So it's quick.
Yeah.
So you'll want to know exactly what you're going to discuss and who's going to take which part.
Okay.
So
Okay.
someone should be responsible for writing that outline, or 2 people,
Okay.
and making sure that everyone's aware of it.
Alright.
And then I would pick maybe a different Monday
Yeah.
to record.
Record.
Okay.
That's a good
Doesn't
idea.
have to be a Monday, right?
No, it's just if a Monday is the night that works for the committee, because you
okay.
meet on Monday nights. I mean, it doesn't
Oh,
be
okay.
whatever night you want it to be, as long as Shrewsbury Media Connection can accommodate you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they choose when to air it. They.
Yes.
the
It's live?
people-
They air it.
live.
No, they don't air it live. It's recorded. So you can go right online to Shrewsbury Media Connection. They have a YouTube channel. They have an app. And then it's also channels 30 or 330 if you have Celco cable. And you can just watch the government. It would be on the government channel, so it'd be on 330. And then educational programs are on 329.
Do they get a lot of viewers? Do people really watch?
I like to believe that we get tons of viewers, yes.
They are all riveted. That
So
watch
if you look on the YouTube channel, it will tell you how many people have viewed your video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number of-
And I
We had 30 the last time.
yeah,
We
and
did?
I-
It was like 30 views for our,
For our
DEIB
committee,
meeting.
yeah. I
that's
saw
just off the
that,
YouTube
yeah.
channel. I mean, there are people who do watch the channel at
Yeah.
home, and they watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we get
It does
Look
reach
nice,
people.
everyone.
Do you get it? What?
any advertisement?
Oh, you want income
You want
from
to
the
advertise?
ads?
Do we,
That should be 1,000 or a million.
paid
I think.
advertisement.
Goes into our fund.
Oh my God.
Okay, no, that sounds good.
Can I? Oh,
Go ahead, go ahead.
can I ask you what are some of the questions? Because I don't think I've gotten a chance to see your interviews yet, but I will go and watch them to get an idea. What are some of the questions you've asked your interviewees?
Can I suggest?
Uh,
She can make some for us and we can go over it as a group.
When the question
What do you
paper is
think?
out,
Actually, it's like mine is different because like I interview refugee or immigrants, so I like
Okay.
ask question about their life, how
Ah.
they came to the United States. So it might be different if we like interview a teacher who lived here. So
Yes.
it is very different.
Right.
Maybe you should ask questions about the DEIB, why we joined, or what is why we want to do what we are doing. What is the kind of awareness we want to create, and what do
Yeah.
we individually bring to this table to the community as a group.
Absolutely.
And then you can direct the same questions to each one of us. I would say everybody would have a different answer.
that's the very first time meetings when we started, then that's
Yes.
the question was,
Almost like when we
Yeah,
had
yeah.
applied to this volunteer work.
Yeah.
So go visit your questionnaire.
Yeah, and a little bit
And that's just visual, like for people to see who we are, because they may see us and they may not know who we are.
right. And maybe a little bit about our backgrounds
Mm-hmm.
and something that we want to share,
Yeah.
that we're comfortable sharing with the world.
Yes.
Right? Potentially.
Also, we should potentially like not do it like right away either, but maybe wait till after the logo contest is wrapped up and then we have a logo
Yes.
Oh, to
before we
show our
do
logo.
this. Just
Yes and no, we can advertise on that day.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because people are watching, we can tell
Oh,
them, hey,
true,
we have
true.
the logo contest, please. So we don't
Logo
have.
contest
we have
closes
that on
in
the agenda?
It's on the agenda.
December.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the next
I want to
item.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say about
The
December?
logo contest closes in December, I believe.
8th.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
So-
should think of a name for our episode because it's going to be
Yeah.
a series. So
I liked your get to know your neighbor thing. I
Mm.
thought that was pretty cool.
get to know your neighbor.
But we can come up with more
Okay.
ideas.
We have 3,000 neighbors in Shrewsbury, right, or more?
Get
Oh.
to
Neighbors,
know-
40,000 people here.
40,000 people, there we go.
Yeah.
I was
Uh,
nowhere near that number.
On this episode of Get to Know Your Neighbor,
Oprah will be
joined
busy.
by
We have only 365 days a year. Think about it.
Only 396 more to go.
knock, knock, I'm your neighbor.
Yeah.
Hi neighbor.
Put on a
Mr. Rogers,
sweater.
right?
Very Mr. Rogers.
Mr.
Mr.
Rogers.
Rogers, yes.
I know, right?
That's awesome.
Okay, so deliverable would be secure a date before. Should we anticipate securing a date and doing the first one before December, or securing a date and waiting
Yeah,
for the
waiting.
logo
I think
before we record?
So
I don't know. I just feel like we seem to have a lot of things listed as like we're trying to secure this before December, and I'm just like, I don't know. December is very soon.
I know.
Yeah. In your experience, Cooper, how far out do you have to get dates? You know what I mean? Is it pretty available, or do you have to book
It's
out a bit?
not available, so it's like if you like email tonight, you maybe get back like tomorrow and say, oh, next week is like available. You can
Oh,
that's
okay.
quick.
Well,
Okay.
that's easy enough.
It's so
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may even want to say, like what we do with select board, because otherwise you just forget to do it. We record the third Thursday of every month at 6:30.
The third Thursday of every month. That's
Yeah, so don't take that, it's booked.
We'll do 6 o'clock. No. Okay.
So you might want to decide, like, is there a date that's good, and who's
Yeah.
going to be the coordinator of it,
Right.
and then
Who's gonna be there?
put it on the calendar. You can even have it, have Taylor do it as a recurring, and then she'll know to post the agenda
Yeah.
in advance of it, and whoever can be there can be there. You just need to make sure amongst yourselves, right? Because you don't break open meeting law if you're texting about something like, are you going to be, like,
Yeah.
at this?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
a scheduling thing. You can do that and text each other.
Okay.
Do we have numbers in the folder, like everybody's contact number? in the folder?
I know we.
I think you can
did
ask
at
Taylor,
one
I'm
or
not sure.
when we
point.
finish the meeting, we can,
Yeah, exchange, because I need your numbers, guys.
or email it or something.
Okay, yeah, email all of our contact numbers, yeah. Okay, I love that idea. We should secure a date once a month.
Do you
and
guys
just
want the
have it.
first Monday of the month? Because we have the second Monday, right?
Monday is our meeting.
Yeah, so the first Monday I have a recurring meeting also, so I wouldn't be able to
Third or
make
fourth?
it.
Do we like Mondays? Or
I'm
a different day?
What day do you usually do, or is it random?
Anytime.
Anytime, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Wednesdays?
Wednesdays work too.
Wednesdays could work.
Could work.
Yeah.
First or second, third or fourth? Four choices.
And would it be that time? Like, can we do like a 6 p.m.? Like a 6 p.m.
I'm not
start
sure what time are they open till.
start?
They're always open. You could go at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Studio is always open.
I definitely can't do Wednesdays I personally can't do Wednesdays during the day most of the time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't make this on Wednesdays in the morning either. I just do have school, but
I think we
Morning,
said like
like
6
evening.
p.m.,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
evening, right?
Like
6
6 p.m., 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
6 or 6:30 is good, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's going to, like, right now we are here, right? From 6:30?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So can we do something where we do, if we have this meeting, then that Wednesday, we have the recording? So like, if this is the second Monday, we do the second Wednesday at 6?
It doesn't have to correlate to the board here. I don't think so, it doesn't matter, right? We can
Yeah.
be before or after too.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I'm saying like, can we do the second Wednesday of each?
Would that just be easy to schedule,
Yeah,
right?
for me-
Yeah, like
I'm
I'm okay
sorry, I'm
with
being
the
very
Oh,
second.
mean that
Selfish.
week for DEIB? Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
thinking, okay, I
Okay.
have a DEIB week. It's the second week, you know?
Yeah,
That'll-
right? So like
Yeah.
Monday we have the meeting, Wednesday we have the show.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if that's okay. And then let's say we didn't get anybody for whatever reason that month, then we just kind of communicate that out and say, no meeting this,
You don't have to record a show every month.
yeah.
Okay.
But just secure the event, like secure the time and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we would like, if you can communicate and ask for Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. for DEIB committee.
Okay, sounds good.
On December 13th, is that the day we're gonna start?
I think we should start December 13th.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
2023, we want to make it happen.
That's perfect.
We started in January. Can you imagine? It's been a year.
I can't.
Wow.
Your first meeting was February 13th of 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Well, look at that progress.
Good
Right? That's nice. And it's a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next item on the agenda is review and discuss the logo contest dates. So the
think
logo
we already-
contest date was moved up from November 4th to December 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any submissions? Because
No.
last time we talked, there were no submissions.
So I checked with Taylor on November 7th, and she said, no, she didn't have a single one. So we talked
Wow.
about price, and we wanted to revisit that, what prices we were thinking. She was thinking, sorry, trash bags, and
That's a good,
I
not a
was
bad
not
idea.
very thrilled with that, but that's something. Maybe we can make a
Very-
box of stuff.
Practical,
Or
yeah.
we could also,
Very
like,
practical.
I still think someone, I don't know if we'd have to just tell.
I
ask
mean, an
Taylor to,
adult
like,
would be
make a
excited, not a child.
certificate of
No, I was just thinking
You
of that. My
won
kids
this.
now want trash.
Contest, here's your piece of paper that says it.
Exactly, we talked about the certificate.
And what
So
about
we-
like a gift card to Starbucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like
gift
that.
card,
We were going to
right?
dip into the funds.
We could probably figure something out. What
Yeah.
did Taylor have in mind? Other than trash bags? I mean, I think we're thinking kids are gonna do this, right?
That's-
And they're probably
Yeah.
not thrilled with trash
I did
bags.
mention to
Yeah.
her to reach out to the art teachers.
Have you reached out to any art teachers?
No, she would send it.
She's gonna do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just had a brief talk with her and just
Yeah.
updated her with that. And that was the update,
'Cause I know
so.
that there was this one girl at the multicultural fest that was like, "Oh my gosh, you're doing an art contest? This is so cool!" And she took the thing and she seemed really, really excited about it. Like, both because like if people first started finding out about it on the 4th, then like we might want to check back because they have till December 8th, so like between the 4th and the 7th wouldn't have been enough time for someone to actually who really wants to like make something good to submit to make something to submit.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Why don't we all participate? Do the best we can. At least we'll show that interest that even we are willing to do it.
In
We
the,
ourselves are not doing anything.
in the logo contest?
Yes.
Okay.
We can.
Can I ask my kids to participate?
Yes, of
Yes.
course. What I mean is we have to start everything from home, from me, then the people around me. You know, that's how
Yeah.
the circle grows, right?
Yeah.
We are not doing it, and I don't know, we had a lot of interest on Spirit of Shrewsbury too, but I don't see any submissions yet. So what I'm thinking is, why don't we at least start off and maybe, I don't know,
We can
motivate
that's a
other
good
people.
idea, Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we some sort of recognition on the community newspaper that you are going to be published. Logo will be published. You will be published on the community newspaper.
So we can do that.
We can
We
do
can
that.
reach out to
This
Taylor
will
and see how to reach
Make
out to
more
community
advertisement for
advocate.
the DIB committee. Plus, they will be also excited to that because his photo also will come onto the
I like that.
community newspaper.
Yeah.
So this date is still tentative because if we don't get any submissions on December 8th, we'll have to push the date again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are meeting on December 13th or December 13th, yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we'll have to talk about it then, and
Yeah.
who 30 or 300 people, whoever watch from the town, can participate
Yeah.
while watching us.
Yes. Please send in your
Do we have
drawings.
any numbers that this much number has to come? Otherwise, we are going to push the date. If one entry
We
comes, only-
didn't even have one, so there is.
No, yeah.
When we did the community fridge, we had one submission. It was a good one, thankfully. And that's
Yeah.
the submission
We
that's out
need
there.
one motivated person.
Right.
All it takes is one.
Yeah.
So there's no shortlisting then.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
As long as it meets all the parameters, I
Yeah.
think it should be good.
Yeah.
Should be good, yeah.
Can we have the contact of the person who won? Because we can reach out to them. Hey, we are looking for a logo contest.
Yeah. I can look and see who.
Yeah, because that would be easier, right? People who are really motivated will be willing to do more.
Yeah.
I love that.
It just builds up to the resume too. Like, oh, I won my town's logo
It
contest
was a student.
from the high school.
Oak
Eighth
at the
grade.
time, but that would have
Now
been, they're probably a
she
freshman
was my student.
now.
She had a, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking beyond.
You teach in the schools?
I was a
Wow.
paraprofessional at Oak
Wow.
until 2-3 weeks ago.
Many talents, just many, many talents.
I have a teaching degree and I didn't want to go back to school, so I'm like, okay, let me be a para while I'm doing the interfaith chaplaincy.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's amazing.
thank you.
Awesome.
See, all the questions for the show.
Oh, yeah. You have to share that.
I need a
Um,
half an hour for myself. I'm sorry.
You're going to give me your own interview?
When I start talking, you never know if I'll stop.
I understand.
All right.
I'm the same way.
So for the logo contest, we're going to keep the date the 8th right now, and then at our next meeting, see if we have any submissions, and at that time, we will change the date if we have to.
And we all are willing to participate.
And we all are willing to participate.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
send in your submission.
At least 7 entries are there.
My kids.
Yes. And maybe kids
Kids also.
My
Yes.
kids.
and husbands and wives and better halves and friends.
Okay. All right, so the next item on the agenda is review and discuss planning for Juneteenth, which we've set the date for, right?
Yay.
So June 9.
I had one more idea for the
Sure.
logo contest. When we are doing any of the events, we should have supplies for them to make the logo there.
Right there, okay.
Like give half an hour, 1 hour that we are having a logo contest and we want you to make the submission today.
I mean,
Right there.
that's only if it lasts until a next event, though. Like if the contest itself lasts until a next event.
Yes,
Right.
I mean, if nothing comes, that's another way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, if nothing comes, okay.
yeah.
Like, or maybe have like a base, like maybe a design, a circle, and maybe even write the DEIB in there.
Yeah.
And just ask them to color it and give it.
That is,
Make it
No,
easy,
it's
just
a
write their
coloring
name.
contest.
I'm thinking for the teacher's brain, like make it easy for the students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where's the, like the guidelines for the
On the
contest?
They're on the website.
It's on
On the
our,
website.
our
Our
website?
website, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
And we had the QR code and we had the link and we had everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
we-
No, there's one like I don't know if she was a freshman or she seemed between like middle school and high school age. Seemed really excited about it, and I'm like, great.
Maybe we'll-
Someone's
I'll
really
touch base
excited
with,
about it.
I tried calling Taylor, maybe she left at 4:15 to just see if there was even one submission. So I had an update, but I think she had left for the day.
Did we put it on the community bulletin, the Shrewsbury schools? You know, the bulletin that they
I
email?
think so, but
Yeah.
I am,
That might have been.
I don't remember seeing it.
I know.
I was
I don't-
thinking
because
the
I-
same thing.
yeah.
I,
I
don't
think
get
that's where it
that.
needs to
It
go.
was posted
My
on
kids are not in school
Facebook,
anymore,
but that
so
was
I don't get
before we
that, so I don't know.
changed.
A lot of parents look at that. Like
Okay.
I always look at that to see what's coming up. So that might be a good one. And
I'll
then the-
subscribe to it.
And subscribe. Yeah, and then the library too.
Yeah.
Good idea, I
Yeah,
think.
I think with
We
those two.
we
you
can
might-
borrow those QR codes and all that, the profile,
Yeah, the whole
the
thing.
poster we made,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and it has the QR code in it.
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah.
put some copies at the library too.
That'll be great. Yeah, and then give it to Priya so she can kind of make it. Because we do have library announcements too that people subscribe to.
Okay, I'll
That
send her an
come out
email with
in
that. Okay.
emails. Yeah. And then how do we get in contact with somebody who would post on the Shrewsbury Bulletin?
Taylor usually does that, right?
So to go to the school bulletins,
Yeah.
you email bulletins@shrewsbury.k12.ma.us. Community bulletin, I think it is.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll look at it on my phone for a second.
Okay,
It's just an email that you send.
that would be a really good place to put it on. You'd get a lot of eyes on that.
Yeah, community bulletins and then the Shrewsbury thing.
I think the other thing, you know, that I would like to mention is you said our first meeting was in February, right? Like, so we're kind of brand new and we've only really been at other people's events, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, if it does drag out and we don't have people that are interested, maybe like when we actually do have an event that we are hosting because we put it together, like maybe more people might be like, oh, I know now.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know what
Yeah,
this
now
is,
they
you
know
know?
exactly.
And then like maybe that might be,
Yeah, they don't know
you
us
know,
yet.
they don't know
They
us,
don't know us,
right?
and they don't see our
maybe, like,
faces.
they
The
don't,
interview thing will get people to know
you
us
know,
too.
Yeah, and so maybe like,
And after the interview, share the link with your friends. Put it on your
Right,
social
yeah,
media so
That's
that
yeah.
they
true
also
too.
get
I'm
it.
bad with
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I need to.
and so
That's a
maybe
good one.
getting,
Social.
getting our, you know, putting our face out there, right?
Yep.
Like that
Yeah.
might generate more.
I
Make sure to
wonder-
put it on Instagram. It goes on Facebook, so you don't have to double post it. I learned it.
I mean, it,
if you put
that
it on-
depends on whether your Instagram and Facebook are linked to each other or not.
You're right. I linked it, so I'm sorry. Old generation, new generation. But it is easier than double.
Posting the double.
Yes,
Yeah.
double
that's true.
time, yeah.
Yeah. Do we have a Facebook page?
I was just
don't.
thinking that we don't.
Town.
A town DEIB.
You do not have your own Facebook page, as far as
I don't think
know.
so. We want. Who would be
We don't-
managing it?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Sorry. Yeah.
I think so it's a good idea.
Everyone's very ambitious tonight.
I'm sorry.
All right.
That
I'm
makes
just
sense.
trying to think everything.
But there's a town. There's a Shrewsbury town, so we could just always
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can piggyback on the town
perfect.
for everything.
Okay. All right. So back to Juneteenth, right? So we had said June 9th for that.
Yes.
And I think we are still trying to put together what kind,
some-
you know,
Yeah, like what to do.
what to do for that, right?
Yeah. So, as Beth was speaking, I'm like, should we do something like similar, like something small? Start
Yeah,
small,
yeah.
targeted. I know last year we didn't get to do it, but we talked about a library
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to stick to that just for now.
Yeah. I think
What do you think?
I think that's a good idea, just because it's like, it's easy to, there's a place, right? It's easy to start, and then we can, I think we should start at the library,
Mhm.
and then kind of
Like build from there.
go from there.
So if we're doing it on the library opens on Saturday, right?
Mhm.
For
Yeah.
Juneteenth, they had a holiday last year, what I remember.
Yeah, they were
You're
closed.
gonna
Yes,
doing it
so
on
we-
June
we-
9th.
But this is going to be Saturday, June 9th.
They're open on Saturdays, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
We can see what they're offering, right?
Yeah,
They usually piggyback with someone else too.
at the library. They
think
usually,
so.
do they do a lot? Don't they just do kind of like, maybe they'll have a wall or something. They put the books out.
Yeah.
The children's department does more, I think. They have more books and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
educational, and they may have some, I don't know, craft or talk or,
Mm.
we can find out.
Yeah. 'cause
Last
I-
year, we didn't have too much to do.
Yeah. Wait, did something happen last year? Like,
No, we couldn't find like enough thing. We didn't have enough time. We were new.
Yeah.
Everything just
was too much.
was, yeah.
So maybe a good place to start is asking Priya, what is the library planning to do for
Okay.
Juneteenth, right? And
Yeah.
then like, just so that we are not,
Overwhelmed.
yeah, so,
Or doing kind of double dipping.
yeah, right? Or like stealing their thunder.
Because in my head, I love the idea of having something out in the town up here, having food trucks and
Yeah.
performances and poetry and this and that. But can we do that? You know,
Yeah.
is that too ambitious for the first year?
So the town has like a food truck
That's
night,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
That's on
Thursdays.
Thursdays.
That's
Yeah.
on Thursdays. Is that, so is it difficult to arrange like a special?
Well, I'm assuming you want something that's more reflective of the culture,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So you're wanting specific food trucks.
Specific food trucks, black owned, you know, things that kind of talk about, you know, being a
Yeah.
part of the community and maybe somebody from the high school or the middle school to do a performance. Yeah, make it very simple. So, you know, something that's festive, or maybe if the food trucks are every Thursday, maybe the Thursday before Juneteenth can be like a black owned food truck Thursday.
It's a good idea.
you
I
know?
would, so the food trucks are managed through the recreation department. So someone should reach out to Laurel Rossiter. She is the recreation director. Now would be the time, right? Because I'm not sure of what the black-owned food trucks are.
Mhm.
You know, one of the
we
things I know
probably
we,
have to-
we talked about at the task force was a directory of black-owned businesses,
Yeah.
right? And that's something that's still hasn't happened. It would be nice if we were able to just look and see, you know, which are.
Yeah, and would they just be in Shrewsbury, or do we have to reach out? I'm thinking reaching out to Worcester and local, like the local towns to see, because if we're not finding many.
They don't have to be from Shrewsbury.
Okay.
The trucks that come here for Food Truck Thursdays are not
All
specifically Shrewsbury trucks.
Perfect.
They're just
Okay.
area trucks. They just need to get, you know, they need to have their food permit through the Board of Health.
Right.
But other than that, they can be from anywhere.
Any town, yeah.
Okay.
Any
So
town.
we can look up. We can do some research and do quick Google. I can ask if folks know of really good food, people who are already doing this in the local communities who will be willing to come out on that specific Thursday. And then also with that, make it festive. So make it, you know, have, like I said, poetry, performances, and, you know,
Yeah.
give away some, I don't know, have face painting, I don't know, something
Music.
cute, and music, something cute and fun for kids. And how long does it typically last?
Food Truck Night is 4 to 8.
Oh, that's perfect. So
It's like right after school, I guess.
that would be perfect.
The trucks are here before that, usually when I
Just
was-
setting up. They don't open until 4.
Okay.
So it's you said every Thursday?
Every Thursday from, I want to say, I don't know if it's May or June, through October.
Okay.
May through October, I think.
Okay.
But again, like, you would want to connect with the recreation department, because I know there's been some discussion about whether we keep 2 separate evenings, like farmer market being on Wednesday and food trucks being on Thursday, or do we make it all one, or, so there's lots of discussion around that.
Okay. And then what's her name?
Her name is Laurel Rossiter, so, I can text you her,
Okay.
I'll text you her email address.
Thank you. And I can email her. I can CC. Who's in the subcommittee?
It was me.
It's
yeah,
us.
it was
Okay.
Freddie, but Freddie stepped
Oh,
out
yeah,
for
yeah.
her. Yeah.
Anytime you need help, you can put me as a backup.
Input.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'll start the email CCU so we're in the same. reach out to Laurel. So that would mean the date would change. And
It would change, yeah.
it would be,
Thursday before, right? Or after?
it would be the
There was one more thing,
Thursday.
I have seen that at Sherwood and Oak, sometimes they have the food trucks there.
That's a PTO thing.
Yeah, so what I mean is they do other days, right? People
Oh, the food trucks do all kinds of dates.
Yeah.
It's just our night is Thursday.
Yeah,
from the
But-
town, okay.
You know, they're all over the place.
yeah.
That's why they rotate too. You don't get the same food trucks every Thursday because they have other things.
Rotation.
Yeah.
Do they all sign up? Like, they have a list before?
Yes.
Right,
So
okay.
there's a schedule that's printed at the beginning of the season,
Uh-huh.
and they sign up, so you know who's going to be where.
So do we have only owners being
Like,
for the food trucks, or is there food? Is there ethnic food? What are we trying to achieve with the food? What I was trying to understand.
so because they have food truck night, if in honor of Juneteenth, I think we could kind of hijack the food truck night on the Thursday before. So it wouldn't be, it could be, I guess, on the 20th too, but I'm thinking more of the 13th.
You said the school ends when?
School ends officially on June 12th.
So 13th would be
The
good.
13th would be,
Food
Yeah.
truck night is always busy.
the 13th is always busy.
Food truck nights are always busy. You don't
Okay.
have to worry about you're not going to get a crowd.
Okay.
They're always busy.
Right, and people aren't gonna know, like, they're just gonna see barbecue, they'll see maybe soul food, they'll see, colorful trucks. That's the way I
So do
envision.
you want to do it the
Yeah.
20th? Because then it's, Juneteenth is the 19th, so do you want to do right there?
That's what I
or
was
do you want to do before?
thinking. That's what
Yeah,
I was
I think-
thinking.
We have to start by contacting Laurel,
Yeah.
right? And just finding out, like, what's the schedule
Is
going
it
to
even
look
possible?
like? Is it,
Is it
yeah,
possible?
before we get into,
So you keep
like,
2 dates,
the,
okay.
Yeah,
before we get into
Okay.
the specifics.
yeah.
And then if we do get a date, we'd have to secure, how many food trucks do they normally have?
4 at a time.
4, okay. So we'd have to secure up to 4 food trucks.
I
4.
always thought there were more.
At a time, there's 4.
Okay.
And then in addition to that, we want to make it educational too. Like, this is Juneteenth, it's an American holiday, it's new, why are we celebrating it? So we can have performances, we can have maybe, I don't know, how would we educate people while people are eating food? Maybe a booth, we can have a booth of
Yes.
maybe
Yeah.
different.
Maybe.
By the
um,
time we have a logo too.
Yeah, by the time we'll have a logo, so maybe we'll have a table out and just information and why we're doing this, and then put a plug out there for, who we are and what we do. Maybe a QR code to an informational website or something. And yeah, I think the food trucks will be the crux of it, but then also having a couple of performers. I would love to see like Shrewsbury students perform something, poetry, a dance routine, have some music, very simple and very not formal, just fun, 'Cause that's always what attracts people is food and fun, like we said, food, culture, fun. So I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts. I'll look around too and see like what other people do.
You should have some coloring pages and stickers and
So we'll have a booth.
whatever we had before.
Yeah.
I think I really like the idea of, like, the black-owned businesses and getting a directory started with that, so maybe.
Okay.
I can work on that.
Actually, you'll have more numbers than people showing up with the food trucks. You are allowed only 4. So you
Yeah.
have to maybe,
So
maybe
yeah.
they already have a list.
Yeah,
The food trucks, you never know.
yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna help with finding the businesses that have the food truck. That'll be
Yeah.
awesome. I can email Laurel. I'll CC you, Cynthia, on the email to secure a date. We're looking at between June 13th and June 20th. Should I put you on the email as
Put
well?
Taylor on it.
Taylor. Okay. Okay, and then if we, hopefully, she'll be open. If we secure a date, then we can start looking for students to perform.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to make out a Google form with all the respective stuff. You don't want too many repeats.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be monotonous.
We can figure.
Now, is the
we can
performances
figure
open
out-
to all?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Google.
That would
Like-
be fun.
Like we did for the multicultural.
Yes, that's why I asked, yeah.
I think that would be great. The more the merrier. Any performances, of course, we want to have, performances.
So for that,
Some
we need
kind-
some sort of stage, or it's going to inside somewhere hall.
Where are they going to perform?
So there's a black top, right? So I imagine that's a good question. There's the grass. So the black top will probably be surrounded by the food trucks and people. So probably would have to be in the grass. Yeah. Would we set up a tent or would we set up
How about
like
you,
chairs?
how about you see about getting the date and whether
Okay.
or not it's possible?
Okay.
And then let's worry about the details,
Okay.
because that's the
Yep.
easy stuff. There's plenty of room.
Okay.
We'll close it off if we have to.
Yeah. And then if we need any kind of equipment, I guess we could talk about that, like speakers.
Yes,
Or
all that.
Yeah.
we can
Figure it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe even like a DJ or something.
Yeah.
This could get good.
If you work with Taylor, right, I mean, she's our communications coordinator, so she'll be able to help you out with the details on this.
Okay. Performers.
Okay. And then are we okay to move on to the next item on the agenda?
Yes.
All right. So that one is review and discuss the inclusion event for March 2024. So I had spoken with Ashley, who was the person that was sort of spearheading this, and I had emailed Bindu last time that she stepped down. So the event right now is postponed. And I haven't been able to connect with her yet in terms of like what we could do to help with the event. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to drop this off the agenda until I can connect with her and get some better info, and then I'll add it back in once I have a better sense of what the plan is moving forward for this event.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Makes sense.
All right. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to discuss?
The next meeting is
The next
on?
meeting is on
December 11th.
December 11th.
Hopefully everybody can make it.
Correct.
If I'm not there, it's because I totally forgot. Because that's and you don't.
Someone
hear
needs to
from me.
text you the day before.
Yes.
Yeah.
You give your
Yes.
number. Yes, we can text you. I did that to 2 people already today.
My mom brain is out of this world with this. This is the 4th baby, and it's been crazy. Like,
Congratulations.
thank you. But yeah, please text me if you don't hear from me, and I'm not there. It's not because I'm.
You can
just-
join online if you don't.
No,
Yeah.
I had like literally what happened, and I even emailed Taylor last time, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely be there." And I emailed her Friday when she sent the agenda. Then Monday came, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, 6:30. We have the DEIB. I can't forget that." The next time I look up at the clock, it's 7:30. Like, I'm not kidding, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" Like, I felt so bad. I'm like, they're not gonna believe that I just like am forgetting. But literally, it's crazy the way my mind is working. You just get your hands on so many different things, and you're like, oh, I have to go. And then
With setting because I know there's the Google Calendar thing. With setting because I know you can set Google Calendar to remind you 30 minutes before, an hour before, a few days before. Would setting up
yeah.
something like that in the Google Calendar be helpful to you?
So I have it. That's how I remembered
Yeah.
this one. I think the last one was on a day
Different day.
that we didn't have it. So I think that's probably what threw me off.
Yeah. We have to reschedule.
23rd October.
But I
think was.
thought I had changed it, but I guess I didn't.
Yeah.
But I literally, I'll show you my
'Cause that-
phone. I have like 2 reminders
like-
that go off.
Because I know it helps me to set oh, this event is coming up. Okay, day before event. Oh, cool. If I'm looking at my phone or on my computer, and then 30 minutes before, oh, it's there. That's
there,
the
it's
event. I have to
booking.
start leaving for the whatever it is right now.
That's how I normally should
Yeah.
function.
No, I get it. Almost forgot to go to school last Wednesday.
All right, so if we don't have anything else to add, could I get a motion to adjourn?
I second it.
Okay, the meeting is adjourned.
Yay.
Yay.